I enlisted in the Marine Corps. The early 60s, Vietnam War was very upscale, very hot. A lot of casualties coming in, but a lot of people thought I was crazy for doing it. It was something about the Marine Corps that I liked. It was just the way they trained. I was always a semi-tough guy, and it was just something about the Marine Corps that I always wanted to be part of.
Take us through what they call boot camp.
I was in Parris Island, South Carolina. That's where I took my boot camp training. And I didn't think boot camp was going to be as bad as it was until I got there, when I got there. It's a disciplinary training. It's, when you go there, it's a whole reverse of manhood to me. I thought I was a man when I first landed on Parris Island. When I found out I wasn't the first day I got there. The DIs start to working on you when you get there. They start letting you know who's in charge. Because a lot of young guys go there with the attitude that nobody can tell me what to do. And when you hit them yellow footprints in Parris Island, it's a staging area like, that's it, that's the end of your tough guy. They start breaking you down to where they want you to be. They want you to be like a little seed so they can grow you up and culture you the way they want you to be cultured. From there, we get to leave home, a 30-day leave home, and then they send us to Camp Pendleton, California. That's where we get our training before we go to Vietnam, climbing mountains. Vietnam training is how to search villages. They have semi-foxholes or manholes where the enemy would run into. So that our training was in California, Camp Pendleton. Our staging area before Vietnam was Okinawa. So I can remember landing in Okinawa, and maybe the next couple of days they had us to pack up because we were going to Vietnam. And that was during October. October is considered a monsoon season. I can remember getting on the plane, me and our outfit getting on the plane, and seeing, when you're flying into Vietnam, you see this big black cloud. Big black cloud, and on our way, after we get through the cloud, we're basically into Vietnam, and you can see Da Nang Air Force Base under us. We landed at Da Nang Air Force Base. And everything just looked gloomy. It's like you see these pictures on the war stories, like it's just dreary. It's something that I never dreamt I would see. I took my training very serious when I was in the Marine Corps, and everything that I learned back home, I kept it in my head, and I used it when I was in Vietnam in the jungles. Day in the jungle, like something you wouldn't want to experience. But a day in the jungle is like, once you adapt to that way of living, it's very hard when you don't adapt to it. It's a thing where, why did God treat me this way? It's the cleanliness. You're not washing every day. You're not brushing your teeth every day. You're not getting a regular home-cooked 3-day meal every day. It's sleeping on the ground. It's living in just dealing with the elements. And that's something we are not used to, living in the condition we're living here in this world, America, we call it. We're not used to living in that type of environment. That's why I guess you have to be trained. Even the training that you get, they said you don't know until you really actually live it.
When I was speaking with you the other day, you told me an interesting story where you had already made the rank, I believe.
Yes, a sergeant.
Sergeant.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you went to help some of your men who had been pinned down. Can you tell us?
Yes.
Tell us that story. How you came to be on the other side of that mountain.
Yes, that was Operation Pick and Forest. That was, I can't pin down exact. It was September of. It had to be September 8th. 1970, same day I got shot. We was on the operation, and one of the companies from the other side of the mountain was pinned down, and our battalion had told us to send a patrol down on this side. It was on the right side and the left side of the mountain, and there was a company pinned down in between the mountain. So what happened, they called my company and they sent my patrol out. I was in charge of patrol. And on the way going down, the company called from the other side. I don't know exactly what company or battalion it was, but they called and said that there was a man pinned down. We didn't know that we was trapped in a base camp during that time we was in the mountain. And when they called, I got to a certain point, they said the sniper fire is coming from under you. So we must have been over the snipers. And so I get the radio man and I called the other company and asked him, I said, do you see me? He said, yes, we see you, but the snipers are under you. And every time someone from their company would try to rescue their man, a sniper would snap him down to try and bring out more troops. So I gets the radio and they said, he's right under you, he's right under you, he's right under you. I grabs my rifle and I goes to the edge of the mountain, or the cliff, but they was barricaded in. And when I goes to look down, if I could see the gun smoke, that's when I heard a boom. And if you ever had that feeling where something jocked your arm, where you're getting electrical shock in your arm, that's when I realized that I was shot in the left arm. And then I heard another boom. Then I guess all hell broke out. I don't know where the fire was coming from. We called the corpsman up. Corpsman came up. And during this time, the corpsman was also hit, but still he had the courage to hit me the morphine. He tied my arm up, put down the time that I was hit, and called in medevac.
And is that, can you just show
yes,
us your...
Yes, this is the arm. This is the wounds here. AK-47. This is twice one in the arm here. And this extends all the way to the back.
And you were shot how many times?
I was shot 3 times.
3 times.
Unknowing. I was shot on the way going up in the helicopter. During the time, when they sent in the medevac, medevac couldn't land because we was on the side of the mountain. So when they called in the medevac came in, and when they tried to send down the penetrator, the jungle penetrator is a cable where they harness you in and the cable would bring you up.